Good morning, Nashville, and welcome to the 57th Annual State of Metro Address, broadcasted to you on the Metro Nashville Network from the David Scobey Council Chamber in the historic Metro Courthouse. I'm Jeff Syracuse, council member for District 15, and I have the honor of serving as Council President Pro Tem. Thank you for joining us from the safety and comfort of your home. As our community continues to recover from the tornado and perseveres, adapts, innovates, and binds together through a global public health emergency from wherever you are, please rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance in solidarity that we will overcome these challenges together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We are now joined by the Reverend Lisa Hammonds of St. John African Methodist Episcopal Church to deliver the invocation.
Please pray with me. Creator of the universe, as we assemble in our particularities, political, cultural, racial, economic, and religious, by your Spirit, fall fresh on us this day. In the aftermath of the tornadoes and in the grips of COVID-19, we acknowledge your awesome and amazing presence among us, and we give you thanks for the indelible strength that you have imparted upon us as it serves as our source to carry on in light of these very difficult times. Grant us your continued guidance and direction as we navigate uncharted territories. We travel and traverse these waters not as people without hope, for we know that you are with us and we are not alone in the struggle. So we petition your continued strength to endure. We seek in this chamber the wisdom to utter the words that bring about lasting change for the greater good, so that resources which are in abundance might be shared with those in need. Grant us a continued spirit of unity despite our differences, cooperation in spite of our divided objectives, and peace in the face of fear. As we practice social or physical distancing, allow us to stay connected. Lead us to be faithful and responsible stewards of all people and things placed in our path. Strengthen our resolve for the facing of these days. Give us grace to be generous. Allow us to share in the grief and sorrow of our brothers and sisters with great care and compassion. Provide us courage to stand against entities that promote pride, greed, and selfishness. Rather, may we find ways to stand in solidarity against violence, predatory practices, and dishonesty in favor of that which furthers justice and equality for all, especially those who are most vulnerable among us. Forgive us when we have fallen short, failed, or impeded progress to do all that which is within our power to bring about wholeness for everyone. Make us, mold us, fill us, and use us so that we might be open to the plans, promises, and potential of your glory for the benefit of all your people. Oh, we're so grateful for progress. Allow it to have momentum as we face these days and weeks, months, and years ahead as we recover, rebuild, and are renewed. Bless our mayor, the council, and all in leadership positions in this city government who have been entrusted to make decisions for the good of the whole. Bestow upon them wisdom, fortitude, and power to do this hard but necessary work. Bless those on the front lines who are essential to our health, safety, and well-being. Bless and keep this community that is Nashville strong. In your awesome glory and all that we love and honor, we offer and ask these things. So be it. Amen and Ashe.
So thank you, Reverend Hammonds. I am Vice Mayor Jim Schulman, and I welcome all of you to the 57th Annual State of Metro Address. I hereby call this meeting of the Metropolitan Council to order. Without objection, Rule 31 regarding the regular order of business is suspended. Now, first, for the viewing audience, which is everybody, except for about 8 people in this room, let me explain why we are here and why you are there. Section 1.08 of the Metropolitan Charter reads as follows. Not later than May 25th of each calendar year, the mayor shall personally address the Metropolitan Council on the state of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County in a metropolitan facility at a specially called meeting of the council that shall be open to the public. Such meeting, the date and time of which shall be set by the council by resolution, shall be solely for the purpose of receiving the mayor's address, and no other official business shall be conducted at such meeting. Such special meeting may be convened without the presence of a quorum of the council. So Council Resolution RS 2020-225, sponsored by Council members Rosenberg and Syracuse, set the date and time of the 2020 State of Metro Address for 10:30 a.m. on March 31st, 2020, today. That resolution was adopted by the Council at its March 5th, 2020 meeting and was approved by the Mayor on March 9th, 2020. So we are proceeding today under very unusual circumstances with the State of Metro Address. For the safety of the public, however, we are proceeding with limited participants to keep everyone healthy. We thank you for everyone's understanding. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the members of the Metropolitan Council, it truly is an honor to serve this wonderful city. The council members, we've been at it for a little less than a year, but they are truly a great group of people to work with, and I'm honored to work with them. Before introducing the mayor for the State of Metro Address, just a few remarks. So, in terms of thinking about this and what I wanted to say, I went through several different drafts of this thing and finally came up with this. I was thinking about what today was, and we're past the beginning of spring, and what else happens after spring but the Major League Baseball season. So the Major League Baseball season would be just about to start today. Personally, I love the beginning of baseball season. It's opening day. It's that chance for all teams to start fresh with the hopes for a great season. So in light of that, I say, in terms of the present situation in Nashville, it is time for us to keep stepping up to the plate, Nashville. And if you haven't been stepping up to the plate, it is time right now for you to step up. You have done it so many times before. We have been together during the flood and the tornadoes, and we bounce back. I know that we can do this same thing this time. In times of crisis, Nashvillians step up. That's one of the great things about our city. We come together for the betterment of all. You know, it was only 4 short weeks ago that we had thousands and thousands of people volunteer to help clean up after the devastating tornado. just amazing. I remember spending time with Councilmember Syracuse, and at one of his volunteer efforts, there were 1,200 people sitting in a room waiting to go out and help. So this problem we are facing now, COVID-19, the COVID-19 crisis, is obviously a much, much bigger challenge. It doesn't care who you are or where you are, whether you are rich or poor, black or white, young or old. It has been called the great equalizer. So life around us has certainly changed. The feel is so different for a city that had taken on such vibrancy. So now we pray for the sick, and we are so thankful for all those on the front lines who are doing incredible jobs. The doctors, the nurses, the techs, the lab folks, the police, the firefighters, the emergency techs, the volunteers, everybody else, everyone else who is helping. You know, you can go further, neighbors helping neighbors. Everyone is trying to step up and do something in this crisis. So on behalf of the council, we are so, so thankful. So that spike that you hear about on the news that we are fighting is crucial to our goal. It is our responsibility, let me repeat again, it is our responsibility to flatten that curve. No one else is going to do it for us. Our job right now is to all pitch in and take any and all actions to keep this thing at bay. So as I said at the beginning, it is time for all Nashvillians to keep stepping up to the plate. And again, if you haven't stepped up, it's time for you to step up as well. Remember, 6 feet apart, wash your hands, don't touch your face. You know those things. Stay safer at home and go out only for the essentials. And use good common sense. This past weekend, I watched as people were out enjoying the beautiful weather. People were respecting the rules, but people were walking and gardening and taking their dogs for exercise. It was almost as if people were discovering a little bit more about themselves because they were forced to slow down. Take advantage of this downtime. We may not like it, but put it to good use. I'll end by saying that Nashville, we can get through this. I know we can. But it takes everyone doing their part. We all believe in our city. We all believe in Nashville. Take the necessary actions now. The stronger actions we take now, the faster we hopefully come out on the other side of this. I appreciate you listening to me. So with that, it is time for me to recognize the mayor. John Cooper is the 9th mayor of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County. He was born in Nashville. Our mayor served as an at-large member of the Metropolitan Council from 2015 to 2019. He was elected mayor in September of 2019. He is married to Laura Fitzgerald Cooper, a former constitutional law professor, and they have 3 teenage sons and 4 dogs. John brings to public service more than 30 years of business and financial experience in the banking, real estate, and retail business. I will say this, I am not sure that any one of us could ever have predicted a first year like this for any mayor. Regardless, Mayor Cooper, we very much appreciate your leadership, and we wish you the best as you continue to lead this city through these very difficult times. It's my great privilege to introduce our mayor, Mayor John Cooper.
Vice Mayor Schulman, President Pro Tem Syracuse, thank you for joining me in the Metro council chamber today. To all of you watching this at home, members of the Metro Council, my friends, and all residents of Nashville, this is an unprecedented time for our city. This empty chamber exemplifies that. Today is the most unusual State of Metro speech in our history, and I'm talking now to the council members who are not here, who are appropriately following social distancing, and to everyone at home. Our community is connected even when we have to stay apart. This chamber may be empty, but our hearts are full and our resolve is strong. Now, I want to talk about the three major challenges before our city. We face the challenge of rebuilding after a devastating tornado. We face a pandemic unlike anything we have seen before. And we face perhaps the most sudden and sharp recession in American history. And Metro is already facing financial challenges, an unbalanced budget, thin cash balances, mounting debt payments, and unmet needs. 2 of the 4 or 5 worst disasters in the 238 years of Nashville history happened this very month. The tornado destroyed or damaged 2,242 structures, including 3 Metro schools. And now COVID-19 has emptied our classrooms. Our streets are quiet. Many businesses have temporarily closed, and we all know people who are now out of work. This may well be the greatest set of challenges Nashville has ever faced. These are hard times, but we will get through them, and we will be a greater city. We will find solutions and move forward together. Now, to the council members who would normally fill this chamber and to Metro employees serving the city every day, these crises remind us of why public service is important. City government is the first responder and the last resort. Metro will always show up. We will always take care of our neighbors. We don't always have the most resources, but we do have the most will. We've shown that this month, and we will show it in the months ahead. This is a city that shows up to help neighbors after a storm and knows how to stay home to keep neighbors safe during a pandemic. We're going to be a stronger city on the other side of this. Now, these challenges, a tornado, a pandemic, and our troubled finances, do not come at an easy time. Even before the tornado and COVID-19, Metro faced difficult issues. We have a shortage of teachers and first responders. Our children need new textbooks, our social and emotional learning. Many residents lack affordable housing. We need more sidewalks, safer intersections, and a better transportation system. And our future requires sustainable financial management. These are the topics I had hoped to talk about today, and the investments that you on the council and I as mayor had planned to make in this budget. And I know we will tackle these issues together. We must and will address them. The needs haven't gone away. My commitments have not gone away, but we must get beyond this crisis at hand. Now, first, the tornado. Less than a month ago, while Nashville slept in the night of March 3rd, a Category EF3 tornado touched down at Bells Bend and cut through Toone Airport, North Nashville, Germantown, East Nashville, Donaldson, and Hermitage. 2 people lost their lives here in Nashville, and we join the friends and family of Michael Dolfini and Aubrey Sexton in mourning their loss. The storm claimed another 23 lives in Benton, Wilson, and Putnam counties. I will never forget that night, driving through the devastation in North Nashville to arrive at the shelter at the farmer's market in the dead of night. Talking with the mother who managed to grab a pack and play before scrambling out of her building with her baby. The families cared for by volunteers while they huddled with their dogs. But as the morning dawned, people came together. Residents of North Nashville, East Nashville, Donaldson, and Hermitage organized to take care of each other. Churches played a key role in bringing people together. One church, Lee Chapel AME, didn't have electric power, but it had its pastor, Representative Harold Love, who was there leading the response with many, many, many others, including Deputy Mayor Brenda Haywood. And throughout the day and the days that followed, hundreds of volunteers converged on Lee Chapel, bringing food, supplies, and offers of help and hope. That week, more than 26,000 individuals signed up to volunteer with Hands on Nashville. That is 4,000 more people than volunteered in the 8 months following the 2010 flood. Never has Nashville stood stronger. First responders, public works employees, Nashville Electric Service workers, Hands on Nashville, volunteers, community and faith partners, and thousands of everyday Nashvillians restored life to the city. And what they did is nothing short of heroic. Since March 3rd, earlier just this month, Metro crews have cleared 116 blocked roads and 60 alleyways, repaired infrastructure at 335 intersections and 72 traffic signals, removed 5,128 truckloads of debris, totaling over 239,000 cubic yards, and restored power to nearly 50,000 homes, all in less than a month. Now, the work of recovery continues, and I want to thank the 20,000 donors who have contributed over $9.9 million to the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee. The Community Foundation has made grants to 42 nonprofits in Davidson County to help with tornado recovery efforts, including Hands on Nashville, Lee Chapel, Gideon's Army, the Martha O'Brien Center, the Donaldson Fellowship, Rooftop Nashville, and Needlink. They will continue their vital work in the months and years to come. And there's still a great deal of work to be done. Many residents have been displaced. There have been reports of unscrupulous speculators trying to take advantage of people in their time of crisis. Well, let me be clear, that is not Nashville Strong. And for those of you who still need help with shelter, food, or utility payments, please know that my office has been working on these issues. You can dial 211 to ask for help. The Metro Action Commission can help with rent, mortgage, and utility payments. Call 311 or go online to Hub Nashville for other resources. FEMA is still accepting applications for relief as well. Now, our neighborhoods are resilient. After the 1998 tornado, St. Anne's Church in East Nashville etched a quote in stone that reads, "God was not in the tornado, but in our response." We see that response now at 624 Jefferson Street, the decimated building that housed Music City Cleaners and the lab. And there, Joshua and Tabitha Monday have already put back 3 beautiful murals, one of which depicts their son Zion in front of a circle of community residents, one wearing a sweatshirt that just says love. That is Nashville Strong in action. Now, our neighborhoods face yet another challenge, the coronavirus. Churches that brought people together in recovery are now adjusting to worshiping remotely. Restaurants and bars, playgrounds and barbershops, schools and music venues, places of coming together are now temporarily closed. So now the city goes on to the second challenge, the virus. And this is the great challenge of the current moment. The reason this chamber is empty today. We acted decisively to meet this challenge. On March 15th, at my direction, the Metro Board of Health issued an order closing entertainment venues. I also formed a coronavirus task force and asked Dr. Alex Shahanger, the head of the Board of Health and also a surgeon at Vanderbilt, to serve as Nashville's coronavirus response coordinator. 1 week after that, as the threat grew, I issued the Safer at Home order directing people not employed in essential occupations to stay at home and not gather in groups for 14 days. The purpose of this order was to slow down the pace of the pandemic and prevent our hospitals from becoming overwhelmed. Yesterday, the state joined us in issuing a Safer at Home order. And today, in consultation with public health authorities, I'm announcing that we will be extending Safer at Home through April 24th, consistent with the statewide schools closure. Although these are still early days, I am encouraged by Nashville's response to the Safer at Home order. People are observing social distancing, and it is making a difference. What we are doing now will save lives. And make no mistake, just as the greatest generation met their challenges, we will meet ours. Quiet heroism is everywhere. Metro employees continue to deliver vital city services, picking up trash, responding to emergencies, caring for our most vulnerable. I thank all of you for the work that you continue to do. To the grocery store clerks, the bus drivers, the warehouse workers, the food preparers, the delivery people, thank you. You are part of our front line of the great fight of our time. And finally, to our healthcare providers, we thank you for your work during this difficult time. We have an obligation to try to help you by practicing social distancing and following public health guidelines. The fastest way to move beyond this current crisis is to limit the spread of the coronavirus. Flattening the curve will get people back to work sooner. Now, Nashville is fortunate to have so many great hospitals and healthcare systems. Their partnership with the city has and will continue to be a vital part of our response. I particularly am grateful for their help in staffing our COVID-19 assessment centers. Their collaboration with our Office of Emergency Management is Nashville at its best. If you suspect that you have symptoms of COVID-19, please call our hotline at 615-862-7777. They will direct you to medical care or to an assessment center where screening and testing are free. Stay home. Practice social distancing. Stay 6 feet away from other people. Avoid gathering in groups. And as Dr. Hildreth, the president of Meharry and a budding TV star, likes to say, don't be a vector. And now the financial challenge. Unexpected disasters, such as the tornado and COVID-19, are why cities have rainy day funds. Unfortunately, Metro government doesn't have a rainy day fund, and instead actually thinned its cash balances. Our lack of a rainy day fund has left us vulnerable in what has become a stormy season. Now, during last year's campaign, I talked a lot about fiscal stewardship. Finance is the foundation of everything a city does. I was worried about our thin cash position and other financial weaknesses. In our first months, we made great progress in stabilizing our finances. In the fall, the state controller called on Metro to balance its budget, build up our cash balances, and institute a policy for sustainable cash management. And we responded by balancing our budget, finding new revenue, and making painful reductions in our spending. New revenue included $12.6 million from the Music City Center and $3.6 million from the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation. These were great steps toward tourism benefiting residents throughout the county. And I'm hopeful of more opportunities like this when the coronavirus pandemic passes and tourism returns. Our Chief of Operations and Performance Management, Kristen Wilson, is already working on opportunities, and she created Metro's first performance management team. Finance Director Kevin Crumbo put Metro on the path to establishing a comprehensive cash management policy and a structurally balanced budget. Department heads have welcomed and contributed to these efforts. Now, I expected to be here today with a budget to put our fiscal house in order and invest in our neighborhoods, in our schools, in transportation, in affordable housing, in public safety, and in environmental stewardship. And then came the unexpected, the tornado and the coronavirus pandemic, and with them a new set of challenges and financial uncertainties. And now we have to have a new priority, to get through this, to manage resources, save lives, protect and serve people, support employees, and provide comfort, care, food, and shelter. Now, the tornado hit first, putting pressure on our city's operating and capital funds. The city has an excellent insurance policy, and we are hopeful of relief by FEMA for costs that insurance does not cover. But making insurance claims and applying for FEMA relief is a lengthy process. And it's worth noting that it took 8 years for Metro to receive its final reimbursement from the 2010 flood. And not every cost will be eligible for reimbursement. But we cannot delay. We must serve our people now. And that means we must spend our own money now to invest in rebuilding our city. Now, the financial impact of the coronavirus will be far more serious. Last week, unemployment claims in Tennessee increased by 1,300%. Our local economy, and with it, Metro's revenues, are falling dramatically. What is true for you is true for the city. This is an uncertain time. The Finance Department estimates that for the remainder of this fiscal year, ending June 30th, revenues from sales taxes and other activity taxes will be down between $200 million and $300 million. And that estimate is just for the fourth quarter of this fiscal year. And there is an unknown impact on the next fiscal year. This shortfall requires immediate action. With this uncertainty, our first concern must be in maintaining the delivery of essential services by Metro government to protect our police, our fire, our basic services. That requires financial stability. Tough decisions are required in the weeks and months ahead to get us through this crisis and to give us a better future. We are already taking steps to shore up our cash flow. Last week, Metro announced a hiring freeze, except for public safety and other critical services. There will be no promotions or pay raises. All travel is on hold. I've directed all departments to identify immediate cost reduction opportunities. We are delaying non-essential capital spending. These actions will reduce city spending by millions of dollars. But unfortunately, these steps will not be enough to cover our revenue shortfall. We need to find hundreds of millions of dollars in savings and in new revenues just to keep us where we were. Now, we had plenty of financial vulnerabilities before the tornado and the virus. And let's review some of the challenges we started with. First, as is well known, our city did not have the cash balances that we should have had. After years of spending down our cash, we will need more than $100 million to bring our fund balances up to just 5% of expenditures. And this was before the virus dramatically reduced city revenues. Second, as is well known, debt service payments have been rising sharply. Debt has dramatically increased on a per capita basis over the last several years, and that in turn has required a greater and greater share of our revenue. Next year, we must add an additional $40 million to cover that increase. And third, as is well known, Metro has relied on non-recurring revenues to match recurring costs in recent budget years. It used fund balances or projected proceeds from one-time asset sales that might not even happen. The use of this one-time money in last year's budget, including spending down reserves, was roughly $70 million. This is not sustainable. That money must be replaced. Our recurring revenues must match or be greater than our recurring costs. Now, these already difficult issues are compounded by the virus-related slowdown. Sales taxes represent just under 1/3 of our city's tax base. So a sharp decline in sales taxes makes us more reliant for our other revenue sources. Fees will also be going up to help cover our basic costs. I'm happy to announce today that the Music City Center has agreed to contribute an additional $35 million on top of its payment in lieu of taxes. But even these additional measures won't be enough to meet our needs. The fiscal quarter that starts tomorrow and the year ahead will be extremely challenging for Metro government. We cannot cover such a shortfall by just cutting services. We will be forced to use cash balances that are already stretched thin to ensure continuity of essential services. Let me be direct. The budget ordinance that will be filed with the council in April will sharply increase the property tax rate from its current historically low level. The final amount will be determined with the best information available, but it will be substantial. And this is something we have to do. By April 28th, I will submit a formal budget to the Metro Council. Between now and then, my finance department and I will continue to make a thorough review of every option to make our city fiscally sound. We will consider every cost-cutting opportunity and turn over every stone and look beneath every seat cushion. If money from the future federal response for the tornado and for the virus is so robust and becomes so timely that we have more revenue than we anticipated at some later date, then all to the good. We can adjust. But our responsibility is clear. We have to file an actual balanced budget, a budget that gets us through this crisis safely to the other side. Metro must balance its budget just like businesses and households balance their budgets. Our budget has to be submitted within the next month with the best information available, the very same month that we have to get through the shockwave of the pandemic. This is no time for avoiding unpleasant realities or gambling with the city's future. We must ensure that we have the resources to get us all the way through to the post-virus Nashville. Metro's finances are in a place where there is no option. We can't print money or borrow to cover our operating expenses. We must raise property taxes, as difficult as that is right now. You are the shareholders of the city, and this is my report. This is what we have to do to get safely to the other side. Now, so in conclusion, this is not a budget message as much as it is a statement of principles. Through careful financial stewardship, we will meet today's challenges and build a greater city on the other side. And I'd like to note that even after a property tax increase, we will still have a lower tax environment than our peer cities. That should be a source of pride to us all. And our resilience will set the stage for our future growth and prosperity. In the current moment, stewardship means preserving essential services by stabilizing our finances. But once we get beyond the tornado and the pandemic, the stewardship we show today will provide the platform for our future. We will not lose our vision. This is a season of challenges, but the time will come when we can invest again. And when that season arrives, we will move. We will move forward with plans to make our teachers the best paid teachers in the state of Tennessee. We will have a new transportation plan with solutions for every neighborhood. We will implement a 10-year affordable housing plan. And we will have a fully staffed fire and police department, and we will have body cameras. I'm optimistic enough to see that we will go back to having traffic problems in a few months. Visitors will come back to downtown. Our growth will continue. Our ability to respond to two simultaneous emergencies will confirm Nashville as a place where people want to put their future. We need to make Nashville a city that works for everyone. That is more urgent now than ever. Believing in Nashville is not a leap of faith. This city and our country have the resources and talent we need to build a better future for all our residents and all our children. And I want to close today with special words of recognition and thanks to our emergency first responders. Our firefighters, police officers, and EMS crews deserve our gratitude for their service on the front lines of both disasters. Metro's entire emergency operations apparatus has been heroic in responding to these two states of emergency. Thank you for your sacrifices that you and your families are making in spirit of true public service. And thank you, Nashville. Be safe. Take care of your families and neighbors. Getting this right can save thousands of lives. We've got to meet this challenge. We've got to, and we will. Nashville's best days are ahead of us. Nashville will take care of each other. And together, we will build a city that works for everyone. My thanks to the council as my partner in this great work together. I know that we as a city have the courage and the faith to see this through. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I know that there are really only two of us here to clap, but I very much appreciate the remarks, and so Councilmember Syracuse and I felt it was appropriate to give you the proper recognition for a job well done. Thank you. Now that the purpose of the special meeting of the Metropolitan Council has been fulfilled, Metro Council President Pro Tem Syracuse, you are recognized for a motion to adjourn.
Vice Mayor, thank you. I move to adjourn.
Okay, that's a proper motion, a proper second. Without objection, we are adjourned. And now Rabbi Lori Rice of Congregation Micah, Imam Todd McKinney of the Muslim American Cultural Center, and Reverend Gail Seavey of the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Nashville will share blessings for the city. Again, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you again for watching. And we ask you, as the mayor said, everybody stay safe. Thank you.
Spirit of life and love, may we bless all of the citizens of Davidson County, each in our own way. Help us be aware of the great variety of needed services as we help one another during this pandemic. Whether you are learning to work or do school in new ways, struggling with sheltering safely, alone or with many, working double time to keep people safe, healthy, fed and sheltered, or you are laid off. Whether you are serving the most vulnerable or making difficult decisions to balance all of these changing needs. By doing so, we are keeping our promises, our vows, and covenants to stay in right relationship with our families, neighbors, and faith communities. But even as we narrow our focus to using our restricted resources with wisdom and justice, help us be ever more aware of the wider view that includes the universal covenant blessed by the sign of the rainbow, the sacred promise to serve all of life. As this pandemic shows us in the most challenging ways, we are connected to the whole world. And that calls us to bless this world. For Metro to thrive, we cannot stop at our city's borders or our states or our nations. We bless the work of Metro to serve the common good by holding our intricate, marvelous connections to all of this planet's peoples and nations, its earth and water and air, its plants and animals, in blessing. For we are all connected, even when we feel so far apart. Blessed be, and amen.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. My name is Todd McKinney from the Muslim American Cultural Center, And today I'd like to share a verse with you from the Holy Quran, which Muslims often use to adjourn our gatherings. The verse is called The Time, and I will recite the original Arabic text and then offer a translation in English. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal asr. Innal insana lafi khusr. Innal ladina amanu wa amilu salihati wa tawassaw bil haqqi wa tawassaw bis sabr. In the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, by the witness of time, surely mankind is in loss, except those who have faith and do righteous deeds and enjoin each other to truth, patience, and constancy. May God bless the city of Nashville, our great state, and our great nation. May He grant us health and success as we join together in community to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic. Amen.
In Judaism, we bless after we eat, because in the book of Deuteronomy we read, "And you shall eat, and you shall be satisfied, and then you shall bless." We do this because when we have everything we want, it's harder to remember the things for which we are grateful. When we're really hungry and famished before we eat, it's so easy to say, "Thank you so much for this food. Now can we please eat?" And so we're in a time where we feel a little famished. We're not used to the social distancing. We're not used to the disruption in our lives. And so in Judaism, we say Dayenu. It's the main song from our Passover holiday that's coming up. And Dayenu means it may not be everything, but it's certainly enough. We are so blessed with so many gifts in the city of Nashville. So many things that are available to us, so many ways in which we can connect and reach out to others, help our community. Dayenu, if that was all we had, it would certainly be enough. And so my wish for our city is that we take these moments of gratitude whenever we can find them, and that we find many reasons to say Dayenu every day. I offer this blessing for all of us. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless us and keep us all. Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God's blessing shine upon us and through us. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And may each one of us, may our entire city, know God's greatest gift. It's the gift of wholeness and the gift of peace. Amen.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.